How's everybody doing? My name's Mike, and this is Mr. Oreo. Today what we're doing with Oreo is we're going to do a heel step exercise. I call it one-step heel or two-step, three-step heel. We build the steps that we do to get the dog to comply with us. Now we are using a e-collar with Oreo, and there's a simple reason for that. When a dog is not taught when they are young to not pull, a dog like this who's been alive for about 2 years and he's become unmanageable. Pressure does not bother him. So I can correct the dog. No, sit. So I can correct the dog with this leash and it'll work, but when he's very stimulated, it has no effect on him and he won't know. See right there, he won't hold the position. He's willing to break it for that correction. So if I use the e-collar, this goes 1 to 100, I can get very sensitive with him from 1 to 15. You can barely feel it on your skin. And this gives me a direct connection to him, and I can do it in an instant and get the message clearly and not have to keep pulling on his neck. Now, even if I can manage the dog, the owner has to be able to manage the dog. And with this dog, I can tell you, with every dog, we only use an e-collar if I feel the dog is unmanageable without it. Because I'm like, nope. So that was the e-collar. Sit. So now he's going to actually listen a little more. No. Sit. The e-collar gives me a direct connection to him, so I can get the point to him real clear. And otherwise, if I don't use it, he doesn't have the e-collar on, he's going to do what he wants to do, and you'll be correcting him so much. To me, it becomes inhumane when we're having to correct the dog over and over, and the dog's not actually learning anything. So that's why we're using the e-collar. I'm going to go ahead and show you. Here's the one-step heel. It's very simple. I take one step. I'm making a boundary. I'm starting here. I'm making a boundary for the dog. So when I tell the dog, I'm going to have the e-collar in hand. I have it on 14, which is very low. It goes to 100. So it's very low. So when I tell the dog to heel, I'll take a step and I will set the boundary for him. It's going to stay right here. I don't want him coming any closer than that. Heel. Good boy. Sit. And then I can put him in a sit right afterwards. Heel. Sit. No. Sit. So if he doesn't sit, I'm just using the prong to get him to sit. Unless he becomes, starting to not sit, then I will use the e-collar because it is more effective. Heel. So you see he's got the one step. So sit. Now I'll do 2 steps. It's heel. Good. Heel. Good boy. Sit. Good job. Heel. Now I can go ahead and do the 3 steps. So sit. Good boy. Heel. 1, 2, 3. Good boy. Sit. Sit. Heel. 1, 2, 3. Good boy. Sit. Heel. Good boy. Good job. See, now what the e-collar has actually done for this dog is now his attention is a lot more on me. Good boy. Good sit. Which is what we want. The dog's looking to me to make sure he's doing the right thing because he's avoiding the correction, which is exactly what we want. Again, this dog was totally unmanageable out of the crate, especially without the e-collar. And treats are not going to fix an excited dog like this. It's just not how it works. We need to discourage the dog from doing things. Treats are good to encourage. We need to discourage him. So we'll go ahead. When I got him here, I'm just going to have him do a sit-stay. I never say stay. I only tell him sit. If you tell them stay, you're teaching them you really didn't mean sit when you said it. Sit. So I always just repeat the command. Sit. And again, I'm using the e-collar so I don't have to use the leash is just there so to block him from running away. Sit. 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 So I'm reminding him when he looks like he's going to move, I'm going to tell him sit. Sit. Good boy. Sit. Heel. Sit. Good boy. Remember, I have the e-collar in hand so I can get him the moment he does something wrong. Sit. 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 Good boy. Good sit. Good job. This dog also had a lot of trouble taking affection. So when I tell him good boy, I actually can't even pat him right on the head. He'll lick me all over the place. He goes pretty crazy with it. So what I'll tell him, I'll say good boy, and I'll pet him okay? And I'll pet him on his side like this. And when he starts bowing one side, I'll actually go to the other side, okay? So he's trying to lick anything he can get his hands on. So we practice affection like this for him in a way that gets him not to lick so much so that he can start receiving some kind of affection. Good sit, good boy, good sit, good job. I have no idea who that is. Stopped in the street staring at me. Good boy, good sit. Good job, boy. Good boy, good sit. Sit. So he did a good job. He had somebody just pull up and, you know, kind of check us out, which is kind of weird, but, you know, you got pretty dogs, people stop. So you want to build with your dog. So remember the 1-step heel, 2-step, and the 3-step. You start off with 1, then you go to 2, then you go to 3, and now you can kind of seamlessly move with the dog, and you're able to stop and then know how to stop behind you on a dime. Nope. Sit. So the dog doesn't do something. Dog does something wrong. No. Correction, direction. Now notice I used a leash on that, and he broke the sit right away. So use what's effective. You know, use an effective tool. And we also switch it up. That's why I'm going back and forth between the prong and the e-collar. Is we don't want to wear out one tool, so we give them a variety of correction so that they can. So it's more effective, so we don't wear it out. So remember, build on your dog's success. Go from 1 step to 2 to 3, and then when you're walking, you should be able to stop and the dog stop. Sit. Sit. And remember, don't say stay. Just repeat the command. Sit.